from Chevrolet. Are we from Chevrolet? No, I don't think so. John, it's really nice to see you in the studio. Otra vez, hijo de carnicero. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
I'm doing really, really good. I'm going to make sure and have this so it faces me. Yeah. That way it can catch, because they're directional mics. You know that about being in the band so long. Nice to see you, broski.
Good to see you too, bro. Ta-dum.
Ta-dum. You know, it's like, we go back so far. You still look good, man.
You look good,
I'm
too.
aging, though, bro. Look what happened.
Look what happened to me, too.
I know, but it's okay.
We try to hide it good,
Yeah,
right?
it's not afforded to too many people, though. Right. Not too many people. And happy birthday.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's John's birthday, in case you don't know. Start sending all your comments. If you catch us live right now, send it to comments. And say happy birthday to John.
Right on. I'm 69 years old today.
Yeah, so you're going to have a 69 tonight? I mean, party tonight?
Yeah.
Boy, did I mess that up.
No, you didn't.
Purposely, you knew.
That was subconsciously.
It was.
That was a Freudian slip.
Yes, a Freudian slip. I didn't graduate, bro.
You didn't? Oh,
yeah, I did.
Yes, you did. I know you did.
I went a long ways, actually.
Hey, well, look at how far you've come.
I know. Yeah, from up the street about maybe 4 miles. And I got here at 10 o'clock this morning. Yeah. So, John, tell us about yourself. I mean, you've gone since Los Charitos, Brown Sugar, Maya. You've been in Bloodshots. You've been in a host of really, really good bands.
Yeah.
I was even going over this with Paul Chavez about all these great bands you've been in. He says, no. I go, bro, where you been? I go, you've been at KBNL radio too long. That's what was wrong with you. You didn't see nothing.
Some people just don't get out.
No. It's me.
And then COVID, I mean, who got out there?
I did. I was out there.
I was out there too.
Yeah,
I was driving through the whole thing.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't care about COVID. The body is made to, create its own way to get rid of these kind of things, But that didn't work, It's like you get COVID, you're about done, bro.
I know. Unfortunately, some of my friends that got COVID aren't here with us anymore.
They got him and took him out, Yeah. And I think to myself, I always think that the government makes these viruses. There was the West Nile virus, there was what's all these viruses they come up with, the N121 virus or some shit like that?
The next one's going to be the cochino virus.
They already had that. That was the, what is it called?
Wait, that was
AIDS.
Yeah.
They created AIDS, and so that virus was out there, kicking everybody's ass, too.
Yeah, and unfortunately, some of my friends passed away from that, too.
Yeah, see, it's crazy. It's like, to me, it's like all man-made. It's just a thin herd, you know what I mean? And so, let's talk about music.
Yeah.
You talk about a lot of music, and I really like that because, you have such quality thoughts all the time. You used to come up with recordings, and the recordings were done on such basic, old-school equipment, yet it came out super good.
Well, that's because of 3 things, bro. Number one, you have to have good songs, good subject matter,
Yeah.
And then you have to have the help of your very talented and well-respected local musicians from Denver that would learn the songs and come and play their parts in the studio.
And just sink their feeling right into it.
And I mean, we had pretty good equipment, but it wasn't like the state-of-the-art. Freddie Rodriguez Jr.'s studio was actually in his residence, and we used every room in the house, even the bathroom. When we needed reverb, we went in the shower. And it worked perfect, yeah. And I mean, and it was very, very, very cool. His studio was Acoustic Paint Productions. And so you have to have a good studio engineer, which was Freddie, and he was a really good one because me and him were good friends, and him and Bobby Nagel Salazar were...
He's passed away though, right?
Yeah, Bobby passed away. And actually Bobby passed away, his anniversary of his passing was just a couple of days ago.
Yeah, that's what I seen.
Yeah. So we used to get together, and we used to share each other's thoughts on original material, and then we'd work on each other's original material. and then I would dumpster dive, and as soon as I would get $20 or $40 worth of aluminum cans and copper and stuff together, I'd make reservation at Freddie's studio to do a couple hours in there, and then I call up friends and say, hey, we're gonna do this song, come on and do these parts, okay. And on the first CD, Gracias Papa Santo, which was released in 1999, was actually started recording that in 1997. It took us 2 years, and when we were done recording the 16 songs at Freddie's studio with his expert teeth and listening and bringing my originals to life was incredible. Everybody, there was 50 musicians from Denver, from the top bands, Conjunto Colores, Latin Crossover. I could just go on and name the groups and all the guys, but we only have an hour.
Yeah.
So the basic thing is, once you get all the right components together, you get in there and you do the recordings, and they come out great, and then you send them off to somebody to really spit shine them. So we sent it off to Curtis Chianese, who had one of the first guys who had Pro Tools from Rockley Music Company.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
And he was actually the sales rep for Pro Tools and also the instructor on how to use the program. So who's the perfect guy to do that?
Him, right?
Him. So, and I worked at Rockley Music.
It was right there on Colfax. They
Yeah.
had all the pianos in the back, and they would give lessons and sell sheet music, everything, yeah.
And I was the cable former, so I'd make all the guitar and keyboard and MIDI cables.
Wow.
The Rockley brand.
So like if they wanted certain sizes, you'd create long 6-footers, 10-footers, whatever.
Well, Neil Zaza was one of the greatest guitar players of our time that doesn't get as much media attention as he should. He's known as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And me and Dick Meese, we custom formed a cable for him that we had to charge him like $4,000.
Wow, how come?
Because back in the day, even though guitar players had these units that had all these special effects in them, Neil was old school. So he had a pedal for each effect that he wanted, and he would lay them out on the floor in a certain, order, and he would use them in combination to get different guitar effects. And, I mean, crazy cool stuff, dude. He was the sales guy for Hammer guitar, Neil Zaza. He traveled all over the world playing Hammer guitars, to demonstrate in music stores and concerts and stuff. He was amazing,
So you made the cable to fit all those.
Yeah, so we would do even intricate stuff like that.
Excessively.
Yeah, so not only being a musician is important, but being a teacher and a student.
And knowing how to fix your equipment.
In Kung Fu music, we say the teacher is the student, and the student is the teacher. Well, that's what happens. We all learn from each other, and we all teach each other things when we spend time together. And so, all right, you have a product, so what do you do next? Well, you could try to pitch it to a label, or you could actually create your own independent record label. So that's what I did, Johnny Sage Records.
And you know what's neat about what you've been doing? I always like to give your mom some props, because she was a music teacher back in her day, and she showed you guys a lot of stuff. What'd you say? She started the group Los Charitos, didn't she?
Yeah. My mom was incredible.
Where did she learn all her stuff?
My mom was actually ahead of her time and very fortunate to live the life she lived. She grew up on a rancho in Trinchera, Colorado. They weren't very well to do, but they had what they needed, and
they had the comida, they had the clothes.
They made it work.
Yeah.
And when they reached the age of 18 years old, my Uncle Al and my Uncle Max and my Aunt Virginia and my Aunt Ursi and my Aunt Stella and my mom and Rafaelita. They all left.
Yeah.
They came. Most of them came to Denver.
Wow.
And my mom decided that she wanted to be a nurse, so she had to go to Philadelphia to study nursing.
To train that.
When she was out there, she used to go to American Bandstand.
Oh,
and so
really?
So she liked to dance, and she liked music.
Would she ever appear on American Bandstand?
No, no. But back in, they had only certain programs that they would film, but it was an ongoing thing during the week. So it was like a teen club.
Yeah.
And they would film certain nights and air those, but
she learned a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so she really liked to dance and stuff. So when she came back to Denver and met my dad, who was in the Navy, Antonio Joseph Romero.
What happened to him?
It's kind of sad. My dad got shot and killed by a guy with a gun.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but he wasn't the only person. He was one of many people in the McDonald's in Southern California. It was one of the first large mass shootings in the history of the United States that
he was there.
That nobody ever hears about, but he was one of the guys. Yeah.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
And so you're hearing it first. I mean, it's very personal, but you get to hear it first, right, John?
Well, yeah.
That's why you're here, dude.
Yeah, I like talking about what's real.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. What's real?
Because how many people have lost a loved one by gun violence?
I know. That's the thing.
Right now, I'm doing a little teaching at a Denver Public School middle school, teaching 7 students how to play the guitar. And one of my friends asked me, so how do you like it? I go, I love it. I love the kids and everything, but I'm kind of scared.
Because of the way you never know what you're
never know what's going to happen in the schools and stuff. And but I figure, well, the kids are worth it.
Yeah,
I'll go
and there's some really nice kids, and they run around all so innocent, they're just all innocent. But there's those ones that you wonder what kind of household do they come from? What kind of thinking?
Yeah, where's their mom and dad at?
Yeah. And if they do have a mom and dad, they're probably carrying guns too.
Or maybe they don't have a mom and dad in the household either.
Straighten them out, yeah. Now, John, you've gone through all kinds of time frames, and when you were younger, like you used to play in all these good bands, and those are the days. Remember, you'd be down at the Denver Indian Center kicking butt, or the Crusade for Justice, or you'd be over there the west side on the back side of the
doing Archuleta production concerts up at
Adams County Fair or Los Once Hall. That we used to do a lot of that kind of stuff, and back then we used to go up against people didn't know the backside, but boy, we used to go up against a lot of the government, like the mayors, the governors, just the commissioners, county commissioners, who would really just hate on what we were doing. It was because it's because of who was in there.
Right.
And it was the racism was so pronounced, it was so big. And they would bring you in there and say, you guys reap the rewards and all the profits and let anything go. No, you got that wrong. You made us hire 20 police officers excessively. That's an excessive amount.
Right.
So
they cost a lot of money.
Yeah, and they would charge us a little extra. It was overtime to them.
Right.
And then I said, well, then your cops aren't doing a good job, is what you're telling me. They didn't know what to tell me.
But I don't ever remember any problems at any of your events.
Because there's so many cops, they always took care of business, and there was never no problem.
Yeah, well, see.
The entertainment was where it was at.
See, guys like you and your brother and me and the band members I played with and other bands locally from Denver and Brighton and Commerce City, Pueblo, everywhere in Colorado, we were actually cultural warriors.
Yes.
Because we had to make things happen for ourselves. That's why I had to make my own record label.
Yeah,
because nobody wanted to sign me up to their labels because they couldn't peg me.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to my CDs,
it doesn't
sound. From one song to the next, it's all different styles of music.
And they used to try to do that, right?
Spanish and everything. And they were like,
is this R&B? Is this rock?
What is it?
Is it oldies? Or what the hell?
I used to tell them, it's the shit, dog. That's what it is. You know, and they used to get mad at me, but oh well, you know.
Yeah.
See, you had to stand up for yourself and not be afraid.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah.
See, a lot of people used to tell me, dude, you're homeless living in your truck. Get a job. What do you mean you're going to make a CD? What do you mean you're going to have a band? Get a job, bro. It's winter. It's snowing outside. And I used to just be dumpster diving saying,
whatever.
Thank you, Creator, for another day. I'm glad I'm still alive. I'm glad I'm standing on my own 2 feet and I haven't have to beg anybody for anything. Yeah, I'm living in my car, but thank you for that burrito I ate this morning. Oh, look at this big old roll of copper. Cool, Lord.
Yeah,
Right on, man. Throw it in my truck. And I get more money together. I had my CD release party on Easter Sunday, 1999 at the Casino Cabaret in the heart of 5 Points.
The Casino Cabaret.
Paid $20, come in, see a bunch of local bands, all who had musicians that are on the CD, see my all-star band play the music on the CD, and everybody that came, when they left, they got a free copy of the CD.
Isn't that sweet? Yeah.
And that's how I did it.
And John,
on my own record label.
What would you say was one of the best events that you ever performed at? That everything went good. Your musicians showed up, everybody showed up, everybody was on time, everybody got paid, and it was just a fabulous event that you went to.
Well, we shared the stage with Tito Puente.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, because a couple months later he passed away.
Wow.
And he only did 2 other live performances after he performed with us in Denver, and the other band was Conjunto Colores as well, and yeah, Gary Socias even came to town and played with Tito and the Timbales, so that was so cool.
It was just one of those, everything was perfect.
Everything was nice, and Don Lucero was one of the promoters that put that together and asked my band to perform that night, and we're always very thankful to Donnie for that.
I always talk to Donnie every now and then. He always calls me.
He's got his own band now.
Yeah.
Now and Friends, and they're pretty good. So if you get a chance, go check them out. Tell them I sent you.
And then here's the other thing about. Don't you think that somehow, somewhere, along the way here in Denver, the venues and like after COVID, everything has changed so much, but there's not a lot of promotion going on for all the bands. It's like, hey, wait a minute, how come nobody gets us here? Nobody gets us there. And there's been bands that come in here and tell me, well, they will never hire us, and we don't know why. They never call us up, and we don't know why. Do you ever see a lot of that?
I know why.
I know why.
Want me to tell you why?
Yeah, go for it. This is what I'm asking you.
Okay, it's kind of, it's complicated. It's like this. You have, and I don't want to say any names because I'm trying to get into these entities, so I don't want to piss any of them off, but it's a monopoly, okay? You have radio stations, you have promoters, and you have musical groups, okay? You submit yourself to these stations and these promoters who are hand in hand because the promoters are producing shows and they're selling, buying advertising on the radio stations. The radio stations are playing the music of the bands that they're going to have perform, so they go hand in hand. Now that's nothing new.
Yeah.
That's been the way it's gone that way forever in the radio.
Right.
And I know that for a fact because I grew up at KFC Radio.
Yeah.
You know, Paco Sanchez Sr. was my sister's father-in-law. Paco Sanchez Jr. My sister and me used to sit in a radio studio with this. I'd be playing with my army men on the floor. My sister be smoking cigarettes and chewing gum, and Paco be telling jokes and playing Mexican music on the station. So I would see all the, we got to do these commercial ads here because these guys paid for this, and so that's how we pay the bills, the rent and everything, you know, and electricity and all, and the radio personnel saying everybody got to get paid, so this is how we make the money. All right, so then they're all in business together.
Right.
Okay, so tonight I'm going to go hang out with Indy 102.3 FM.
Right.
They're having their monthly meetup tonight, and this is what you guys got to do if you're musicians. Listen to me, because this is the reality. If you go to this monthly meetup tonight, they will actually sit there and tell you how you go about getting your music played on their radio station. Okay, but the bottom line is that they're actually telling you how to do it not only on their radio station, but on all the other ones. Mm-hmm. Now, if you want to get into a concert circuit and tour and everything, then you got to get in with the big guys that are doing all that.
Right. Otherwise, you're not going to.
Or you're not going to ever be in that.
Yeah.
Well, the only other way to get in on that is to be locally a really hot band on the radio.
Right.
And so you got to get those radio stations to play your stuff. So like tonight, they're going to explain how to get your music on their station, which is so cool because that's community outreach.
Right.
And the one thing about them that's exactly how you are is you feature Colorado-based musicians and bands.
That's right.
And that's wonderful, man. I'm telling you, that's what we need more.
And not only that, we reach out to the community for all these other things, not just the bands. It's everything.
Oh yeah, I see.
Whether it be dancers or whatever,
exactly,
and you push out there, and because there's not outlets a lot like this one.
Exactly.
And we started this one so long ago. We were ahead of the curve before the word streaming came out, before the word platform, any of that stuff came out.
Exactly.
We were on it, and so we just kind of, went with the times, and we had all the excessively nice technology behind us, which is nice.
Yeah.
Technology is here. That's what we use.
Yeah.
Now we're using AI. I'm using Bard, which is part of Google. They've been letting me test drive it. It's like, this is strange. Write me a commercial.
Yeah. Exactly.
And there it is.
Yeah.
It's like in a matter of 30 seconds.
I'm familiar with all those AI programs.
Yes,
because of my friends.
Using one right here. It's taking all the shots for me.
Yeah, there you
sit
go.
there and let it do all the work.
Yeah.
So watch it just take all the shots.
Right?
I just don't like at night it starts talking to me, dude.
Dude. You still like me?
Yeah. You fucker. You're talking to Alexa, aren't you?
Who's Siri, eh?
Yeah.
I don't like her.
Yeah.
She's stuck up.
Yeah. It's real.
Oh, I know. Hey, so check this out. What is music?
Yeah, that's it.
A lot of people want to know what is music.
It's a combination of beats, melodies. It's a combination of feeling from the individual who's putting it out there, and the type of instruments that you're utilizing.
Okay. Your voice could also be an instrument too.
Right, it is.
Okay. Parts of your body could also be instruments. In other countries, they slap their bellies, their legs, they clap, So there's a lot of stuff.
Even in sex, you can do that.
Oh yeah. So
I don't know why you always get me talking like this, and then you're 16.
And then I come around, and then the door goes out the window, right? Aye. But no, we asked that question: what really is music? And so, and you got a good answer, and that's one of the most popular answers, let's say. But music is an art, and art means work, hard work. And you got to work at your art.
Yeah.
You got to take lessons. You got to listen to your most deepest parts of yourself, mentally and spiritually and emotionally.
A lot of people don't dig in there for the spiritual.
Yeah, well, you got to learn who you are and what you are, and bring that stuff out of you, and bring it into the world and share it with everybody in an artistic way. Okay. You could use sound, you could use visual arts, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And poetry, dance, all that is all tied in together, because poetry can be lyrics. Lyrics are the words in songs. I've used poetry in songs, not as lyrics, but as poetry. So there's different combinations of things that you can use as an artist.
That's right.
Right now, I'm not only doing my music as a performance with my band, John Romero and the Taco Cats.
I like that name.
You like that name?
I was thinking I'm gonna go eat tacos. Draws me right there. I thought he said he was gonna have some.
Well, a lot of people really like that name.
It is. It's cool.
Because it's catchy and it's cool.
Yeah.
But not only am I playing and rehearsing with my band, but I'm also teaching music at the school. But then I'm also doing sketching and painting, and I've started doing a little sculpting.
Oh, a little artistic part to go with it.
And so now I became a member and an artist at the Chicano Humanities and Arts Council.
Right there off Santa Fe.
No, they're not in Santa Fe anymore. They used to be
for
years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They moved to 1460 Teller Street.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And we just had a Milagros del Corazon fundraiser for CHARC. That's an annual event. And the piece that I did, it sold at the auction. So I was like, wow, that's a first for John Romero. Right? It was really cool to do that, see?
And don't you think at this age, it's like, you try when you're younger, you go through all these variables, you go through all these stages of life. And you know, when you're young, you do this, oh man, I'm doing good, and then it's like you get your 7-year ups and downs.
Oh yeah, no, there's ups and downs.
Yeah, it's always these
when
ups
I
and
was
downs.
young, we used to do a lot of weddings,
yeah,
a lot of quinceañeras, and then and a lot of like folk cultural events at schools and whatever, right? And then as I got older, then we started doing concerts in the park, a lot of promoter events, and a lot of nightclub work.
Right.
All right? And then it changed from that to just doing specialty events like weddings, because they paid good money, and then you did like corporate events and casino work and stuff like that. And then you progress out of that to just actually promoting your own and creating your own work.
Right, because if you don't, it's nowadays it's different.
Then you'll be like the Maytag repairman sitting there waiting for the phone to ring and it never does, right? So, you know, what we've been doing is we've actually been looking at the whole multimedia art scene in Denver. And I've told a lot of these organizations, don't forget that music's an art, so include it.
Yeah.
So we did the Floricanto art show opening where I played the native flute, and we did storytelling. And once again, one of my paintings is on display and for sale over there. So another first for John Romero. We do.
Another first for John Romero.
I play music at Arturo Garcia's art studio on Morrison Road.
Yeah.
I do performances for Crystal O'Brien at her Bella Luna art gallery.
Yeah. And it comes out really nice because it.
Dude, there's snacks, there's free wine, there's beautiful art, not only by myself, but so many talented artists that have influenced me, that I've done things with.
And you've discovered a new outlet for taking care of things.
Yeah.
And see, there's people, like I said, they expect you to always have the horn section or the full big band. And it's hard to support something like that. It really is.
I have an 11-piece band, John Romero and the Taco Cats.
Yeah.
We play maybe 4 times a year. Why? Because we're so big.
Yeah.
And why don't we play more? Because there's bands as big or even bigger than mine that are playing all the time. Well, because it's like all my fault, okay? Because I don't want to be a top 40 funk band. Yeah. I did that.
When you were young, yes, I said.
I grew
over and over again.
I grew up, man. Mm-hmm. And my thirst for knowledge has increased to where I want to play jazz. I want to play music from other countries in the world. So I chose Brazil. So I've been learning a lot of
really good feel too.
Yeah, I've been learning a lot of Brazilian music on my guitar and how to sing Portuguese and stuff like that. And you know, the Chicano community, they either want top 40 funk or they want New Mexico music stuff. I can still do all that, but I choose not to. Right? I have to be myself. I have to.
They're bringing a lot of New Mexican bands up here anyway.
Oh yeah, you know, there's time, place for everybody and everything.
Yeah.
You know, and what is success? You know, how do you measure your success? How do you look at yourself and say, oh, you're doing good or you're doing bad?
And
or
the only thing, do good to me is always if you're banking on all this stuff. There's a lot of then they, oh, you're doing good.
Right.
But if you're portraying and you're putting out all this, like you say, nice art for yourself, excellent music,
yeah.
Why don't you get a job?
Yeah, get a job, man. So when I had my CD release party in 1999, I made sure that my mom, Agnes Marie Romero, was sitting right on the table, right center stage, right butt up to the stage, and I put 24 purple roses on the table. And I looked at my mom and right on the microphone, I told everybody, all my friends and all my family, including my mother right here, were telling me that I was never going to have a band and never going to have a CD and to get a job. Well, I still don't have a job, but guess what? I got a CD and I got a band and I got my record company, and guess what? I was playing 5 nights a week with my band, and other people's bands who were better than mine or together longer than mine and more popular than mine were only playing 2 or 3 nights a week.
Yeah.
That's because I got out there and I hustled.
That's right.
I played the City Park Jazz Festival, the 5 Points Jazz Festival, the Strawberry Days Festival in Glenwood Springs, Earth Day festivals in Boulder.
All this stuff.
And my friends go, how come you get to play at those gigs and we never do? I said, well, do the work.
Yeah, Jesus.
Go out of your way and make the connections.
Yeah.
Get your website up.
Get it going.
You know, go record a CD.
Show what you're doing.
You gotta, you gotta bring something to the table.
Yeah,
you just
some
can't
substance.
expect somebody to open a door for you or give you something and you haven't
Because it's
earned
you.
it. Yeah, because
what you doing here?
You could be the best musician in the world and sit at home.
Yeah.
And there's some kid that can't play a lick with a $10,000 drum set that his dad just bought him, and he's getting all the limelight and all the everything.
He can't play hardly.
Why? Because somebody did the work.
Yeah.
Here's the difference, Henry. Here it is, right here. A lot of musicians are not business people.
That's right. They don't know how. I found that out.
They can't be both.
Back in the day when we were doing the Arts Letter promotion thing, I ran into that so much because you try to go hire them, they didn't understand the business end of it.
Well, you want to spend time rehearsing and writing songs and being creative and performing and everything. We ain't got time to deal with all that other stuff.
Yeah, the stuff that goes along with it.
They want promo packs. They want you to fill out all these forms. And you got to hire somebody to do that stuff for you and pay them.
Your PR agent.
Yeah, and you get those people to do that stuff.
Hustle it for you.
And they're getting
come back
paid.
here. I got 5 gigs.
Yeah.
Well, why do we have to pay you?
Right. Well, you have to pay them because
they're
doing the work,
that,
and that's an important.
That's the problem I used to have back in the day.
Yeah.
Why do we have to pay you? Well, I went out and did all this work for you. I created your promo pack. I did everything. Got you the jobs you want them. Why should we have to pay? We're the ones going to go out and play.
What came first? The chicken or the egg?
It was okay. And it's really progressed. It's really it's no longer simplistic. It's very complicated nowadays. Everybody's got this social media stuff. They got all the variables going on. They got all these things that help them create.
Right now, the bottom line is you got to have a nice, positive personality. You got to present yourself in a professional manner, and you've got to network. You've got to get out there and get in people's faces, face to face.
Just like you did me.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, when are you going to interview? It's been a while.
Yeah.
Hey, John, bro, don't get all pissed off because it's your birthday.
Well,
okay.
You don't know that I want to be on the radio until I get a hold of you and say, hey.
Yeah, that's exactly what you
It's my birthday. I want a present.
Yeah,
you know what my present is? Put my ass on the radio.
That's what it's about,
You know, right?
Really? No, I'm telling you.
And that's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to have friends at that station. You got to have friends that are working for the Denver arts and venues. You got to have friends, you know, everywhere, you know, in the bars, in the you know, okay, you want to be a jazz musician, you better make friends with everybody down at Dazzle and Nocturne and the Muse and Nieces and all the jazz venues. If you want to be in a top 40 band, well then, you got to go after the top 40 venues.
That's right, yeah.
That's the kind of music you're playing, that's the kind of music that they book. So, and they're always looking for bands. Everybody is. Yeah. And the stations, believe you me, they're looking for new music to play all the time because they can't just play the same thing over and over and over. It gets stale.
And we just got a submission just the other day from them. They always come to us right away first from all over the world. It comes from all over the world. And so because we're international, as you see right there.
Oh yeah, look at all those red dots there.
They're coming from all over the world.
Yeah.
And they're listening to John.
Yeah.
Who's this John character?
Konnichiwa. Bienvenidos.
All these languages. So I get up at 5 in the morning, so sometimes they're talking to me early in the morning. I have the story I always tell. This guy, he had just joined our station, and I could tell he didn't have nothing big, but he thought we were kind of small or something. I don't know what he thought. And he would always try to show me and tell me what to do. It was pretty cool, but I got him in. He was in Australia. He was in Australia, right?
Okay.
So when I zoomed him in, he's in tomorrow, and I'm into today. You know, so it was kind of strange.
Yeah.
So he always would voice message me. Hey, mate, you, according to everybody, you played our show an hour early. Dude, you cannot be doing this kind of stuff.
Oh, God.
I write him back. You know, in the United States, in Colorado, we have daylight savings time. Oh, mate, I'm so sorry, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like these kind of things. And so he didn't last with us too long because I finally had to tell him, okay, you keep sending me all these things on how to run the station. I don't have time to deal with you. I really don't.
Yeah. Well, you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
You've been doing it for
14 years. It's like I don't have time to deal with you. I really don't. And he would travel to Germany. They were doing promo. Didn't you put me up there and stream us live? Yeah, but don't forget, I can't just stream you live. You're 8 hours difference from us. Oh yeah, mate. Sorry.
Yeah.
You want me to start streaming them at any given time? I go, no, you're 8 hours.
You gotta sync it.
Yeah. You know, I could put it out at 12 midnight if you want. I don't think anybody here in Denver is going to be awake. Maybe.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like I do it prime time if I'm going to stream something good.
Yeah.
I always stream Babyface, you know, but it's prime time. We'll stream different things, you know, like I streamed DW3 just the other day at the Jazz Festival.
Nice.
Yeah. It's all these variables that right in the day, you know, when people like to watch it. Hey, look at this. It's cool.
Hey, you know what? I remember last time I saw you at one of my gigs.
Yeah.
Was exactly 51 weeks ago.
I was 68 years old.
You were standing to the left.
The sun was shining.
And I gave a shout out to you. Well, we got.
We still got the taco, and then I seen you at Earth, Wind and Fire, Andrew folks services, and we spent some time there in the same row. And 2 of your members were there, and you and Buffy were there, and you took pictures. You took a lot of really nice pictures with the group and stuff. That was nice. Yeah.
Well, see, I go back with all those guys when I played in the East Side. You know? And that's a very nice part of my life that I'll never forget, because I was the only person in all black venue, all black audience, and I was the only one that wasn't black, but nobody ever treated me different or looked at me funny or said anything weird or negative to me at all. One night I was playing at Smitty's Playroom and Lounge.
You remember that on the corner of 46th and
40th at York?
40th.
Yeah. Well, what we used to do was we would close the bar at 1:30 at night, and then put up all the booze. And then at 2 o'clock they would serve Capri chicken,
All this
hot
food.
links, and serve you anything else you want to drink that was non-alcoholic. And the band would play till
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock in the
It
morning.
was after hours parties. Yeah.
So he used to bring in all the blues musicians from the South.
Right.
And we were the house band. And so every blues musician that came through, we used to have to learn their songs, like Coco Taylor, Little Johnny Guitar Watson, and all
Remember
that.
all that stuff?
Yeah. So one night, it was like 10 minutes to 4, and man, we were jamming. We were smoking, man. We were kicking ass. It was
4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah, and I felt somebody tapping on my arm, and I looked down, and it's this little old gentleman with the thickest glasses you ever saw in your life. I go, yeah, what's going on, brother? And he looks at me and he goes, man, if I wasn't wearing my glasses, I would have swore you was a brother. Damn, you could play that saxophone, boy! You know what?
And you never forgot that.
That was the best compliment I ever got in my life. I will never forget that man's face. I could close my eyes and see him right now, like if he's right here with me, because that just made my whole life, actually, because I had really wanted to do a good job.
Right.
And I really wanted to learn how to play funk and jazz and blues. And so I played with all my brothers from the East Side, and they taught me so much.
Wow.
You know, Kenneth Mosley, he's still in Japan, dude.
Never came back.
He never came back. He went over there to do a 2-week gig, and here it is 30 years later. He's kicking butt all over
you
Japan.
Don't even want to come back. Donnie Radford went to Lumpur, Malaysia.
Yeah.
He went with the Platters. He got the lead singing role, and he came in here and his voice is so big. I says, well, we can't sing right into the mic. Face me this way, because and he just blasted it out, and man, can he sing.
Oh yeah.
I used to always have a battle of bands with the guys of Earth, Wind and Fire at East High School, and he was bringing all that up, talking about all the past and stuff. And Cheryl Renee went on tour with what's the keyboard player of Earth, Wind and Fire? He's formerly. God, I can't remember his name, but she went and did a little jam out there.
See, I'm getting old, man.
No, it's just
I'm having a hard time remembering things.
Well, so much has changed, and so many people have changed, and so it's you see all these people what they've done, how far they've come, what they've done in life. Some fell off, and just they were supposed to make it. And there was the band Freddie Henchy, and then one of them went with what's his name, that group here in Denver. And he still sings the song. They remade a song that Freddie Henchy made. Fred Gowdy is still singing with this group itself. What's their name? I forgot their name, but I saw them not too long ago, last year actually. Fred Gowdy singing with them, but the other Henchy passed away.
Yeah.
But that was a great group. They were making it big too, just like Earth, Wind, but too much drugs and drinking knocked them off.
Well, my group.
Larry Dunn.
Yeah, Larry Dunn. My group. Mass Transit.
Yeah.
We were playing at the Good Earth in Boulder.
I remember that. Yeah.
Our manager was the manager for Taj Mahal. His name was Craig Webb. And Harvey Montoya and Craig Webb, they teamed up and got us into the Good Earth. And we were playing at the Good Earth, and the Guercio brothers heard us playing. James and William Guercio.
Yeah.
And that's Caribou Records.
Yeah. And then Tulagi.
Chicago.
Remember Tulagi?
Elton John.
Yeah.
Earth, Wind and Fire. I mean, everybody recorded up there. They told us in a private meeting, if you get rid of your lead singer and replace him with somebody else, we will give you a record contract.
Wow. How come?
Artie, sorry. I don't want to say any names, but he had a very flamboyant personality, and they didn't like it because they figured they couldn't control somebody like that.
Yeah.
And so they wanted to give the opportunity to somebody who was more humble, but just as talented.
Well, see,
and we couldn't find anybody to replace him because his singing was, oh my God, he was like Philip Bailey.
Yeah. In Tulagi's in Boulder, just to give you that background too, like Chuck Morris got that going real good. Then he came in and started Ebbets
Yeah.
and then he teamed up with Barry Fay, and then now he's head of AEG across the nation. But it's owned by the billionaire Schultz.
Yeah.
So I've seen it all. I call
Yeah.
him Chuck Big Money Morris.
Oh yeah.
It,
And I mean,
it changed, didn't it?
yeah, I mean, you know, they just got more money, and
Yeah,
with
that's
more
all.
money, they got more power.
That's it. You could
And
do a
with
lot
more
things.
power, they networked better
everything.
now,
Yeah.
and they've become a conglomeration.
And they got that little Latina I had in here. I launched her first, and they picked her up. Chuck Morris picked her up.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember her name. I don't know if you ever got to see her in here. A little young girl, she's only 13,
Mm-hmm.
and she just was sparkling in here. And we got her here 3 times, and then they got her going real good. But then her dad was her manager.
Her dad passed away.
Yeah, he kind of went kind of sour on me because he thought, you know how you get, I've got it now, I don't need you around it. But I know you don't need us around. But when we started, we just wanted to have her back to talk about her. You know.
Yeah.
Well, she's not singing. I go, is she? Okay, she's not singing.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like you see the variables and the changes. Like, okay, John's not like that. He'll come in here. You know, he'll shoot the breeze with me.
Yeah. I mean, look at, you know, it's.
Don Radford, he'll come. Everybody will come in.
Yeah. The thing of it is look at. I'm 69 years old. I don't got very much time left on this earth.
I know.
Right?
You don't know when it's gonna end.
So I'm doing some stuff that I think is nice.
Yeah.
You know, I'm playing with my band. I'm still doing stuff in the community. I'm doing creating art now and working with the artist community, which I've done for years. I have a very, very good band. Oh my God. The people in my band are incredible. And the band itself is very unique because almost every single person in my band is a band leader of their own band.
Which is cool because they
or
know how
have
it runs.
started a big name band that's still going even though they're not in that band anymore. Instead they chose to do other things for themselves, which is cool because you don't have to lock yourself into one thing and then stay doing that the rest of your life.
That's right.
You can change
Move around.
direction and do other things, you know. And so the only exception to what I'm talking about now is the young people that I have in the band that are still going to school.
Yeah.
So, or they're working mother that are taking care of their parents and their kids and still working and
still doing it
and still going and doing gigs, right? So we're you know adults now and we live adult lives and it's not like we were when we were 18 and
no, we call it we're doing mature things now.
Yeah, we're doing mature things.
You can't say you're old, you say you're mature.
But we're still having fun, right? Yeah. It's just that fun is different now than it was then, you know. We used to smoke a lot of weed when it was illegal, drink a lot of wine.
No, it's legal, we don't care.
Do acid and escalate.
Escalate, haven't heard that in a long time.
And you could whistle at a girl if you thought she was pretty, you could go, you do that now and all the cops come, there's a creepy old man.
All the cops.
How dare you? He whistled at me. You can't do that. You can't do nothing anymore, you know. And so, but I think that's a good thing, you know. But back then it was okay because that's just how
part of life.
It's how we were. It wasn't disrespectful at all.
No, it wasn't.
See, we didn't have.
The chicks used to like
we didn't have cell phones, dude. We didn't have laptops. You know, we didn't have pagers and all that. Tablets and all this stuff. We didn't have social media. We socialized with each other
face to face,
humanly, face to face.
None of this cold, bland.
You can't talk shit on Facebook all you want, but what you gonna say when you see me in person?
Yeah,
right?
I know, talk shit all you want.
Well, back then, if you had something to say to somebody, you said it to them to their face. And if you threw the blows, well, you lived to see the next day because we weren't like shooting each other. We stabbed each other a few times.
And that was the girls. You
the girls are the ones that were
lady who can I make you for dinner after she stabbed you.
I had a girlfriend and I broke up with her, and the next guy she got together with, she actually stopped.
Yeah, totally.
That's my girlfriend when she went crazy.
It's been nice having you today on your birthday.
Hey.
So we've been talking for a while.
Could I mention something?
Go ahead, go for it.
Okay, my band hasn't played in 7 months, and it's a choice I made. I don't like to perform during the winter time. It's dangerous out on the roads and stuff like that, and it's cold, and I'm old. But now, the Cinco de Mayo is coming up, so Friday, May 5th, from 5:30 to 7, you can see John Romero and the Taco Cats live and in living color. It'll be the perfect time to come and see us. Get it? So we'll be at Sonny Lawson Park / Cousins Plaza, right next to the Denver Public Library on 2400 Walton Street. And that is for the first Friday Jazz Hop on 5 Points.
Ooh, nice.
And so I want to thank the promoters for considering us to come back and open the series again this year, because we did it last year.
Yeah.
And there's where I saw you 51 weeks ago. So if you guys could come out, I would encourage you to come out and enjoy the evening with us. When we're done playing, the drummer for my band and percussionist, who has played with me on and off for years, Mr. Frank Ayala's group, Mistura Fina, will be at Spangalang Brewery starting at 7 and going to 11. So that's why they call it the Jazz Hop, because we go from the park to
Spangalang.
To Spangalang, yeah.
Nice.
Norman Harris, he owns that place there.
Nice.
And so Norman's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been around a while. Well, thank you, John. It's been real. It's been
cool.
Fun having you here on KUHS Radio TV Denver, broadcasting around the planet from the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, Serbia, Nigeria, all over the place. And if you want to get a better look at it,
how many people have actually, you can tell how many people listen in, right?
Oh yeah, easy. That's what this is about.
Oh, yeah.
It's called, what we use, it goes from our servers. We have 2 servers that are on Linux. It goes to Oracle. Oracle has Internet Intelligence, which gives us this. And so it can even tell what kind of, if they're on Windows, on an Android, on Linux, on iPhone, Mac, Chromebook, anything.
Cool.
So, I mean, it's so elaborate. It's like I said, the technology has gotten so elaborate. You're seeing it right here in front of you as it takes shots for them. I'm talking, so it's taking a shot right there of me, so it wants me to do it.
Dude, I got to do one more thing or I'm going to be in trouble.
What's that? Go ahead. Go for it.
Can I do it?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to introduce the band to you guys.
Ooh, nice. Yeah,
okay, because a lot of people
you forgot to mention all the band.
Yeah, let me at least tell everybody who's in the band.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the rhythm section first. We got a brand new drummer in the band. His name is Kevin Lehman. So welcome to the band, Kevin. It's going to be his first gig with us on May the 5th. He was one of the founders for Funkifino. He's a music teacher. He goes to the NAM show every year, so he's in the business. Then we have George Lopez from Caracas, Venezuela on the bass guitar. George has been with me now for a few years, and he's an amazing bass player. Very nice guy. Then on keyboards we have Denver's very own Tania Renee Nelson.
Nice.
And
she's a monster. Yeah.
I love Tania. And I love what she's doing with her bands and with her music career. I got a really strong feeling, Henry, that she's going to win a Grammy one of these days.
Yeah.
I really feel it coming.
Yeah.
Then I play guitar and sing. I direct the band musically, and I book the band. And then moving on, I have a conguero. His name is Panch Wenzek, and he's Polish.
Yes.
But he grew up, he's Chicano.
Yeah, right, in the east side, yeah.
The east side, so Panch is a really cool guy to have in the band. He brings a lot of positive energy. Moving forward, the horn section is Eric Natsuhiro Jordan. saxophones and flutes and clarinet, and he's amazing. He plays with Pamlico Sound and does theater stuff for Bug Theater. And, he's a teacher with Denver Public Schools. He's just all over. He's the director for the Denver Jazz Orchestra.
He's the brothers, lovers, mother's, sons, former roommate, twice removed, doing all this stuff.
Yeah. And then we have a trumpet, Emily Hartrumpf. She's a student at the University of Colorado, and her trumpet teacher is Brad Good.
Well, oh yeah, I know Brad.
Brad is bad as bad. That's bad, Brad. All right. So that's the horn section, and then moving on, I have Dominique Fuster, female vocalist. It was amazing. She came from LA, and she does her own music, and she has her
I got to meet her with the funeral services. Right?
Yeah, you got to meet her there, and she has her own website and stuff. It's called Thrive. So check that out. And then Randall Paredes on guitar and vocals. He came from LA as well.
So they're madres and compadres, and
they're a couple.
I know. I just said
and I consider them my niece and my nephew, and I'm Uncle John. And then I have another female vocalist that's been in my band on and off for years. Even now that she's back, she lived in Hawaii for 10 years. She's back here. Mili Velez. Other people know her as Grace. And so Grace is back in the band singing with me, so it's amazing.
It's really nice how you can just rattle off everybody from your memory without missing a beat.
Oh yeah,
you know everybody well.
And then I have other people that come and help me from time to time, like Skip Lynch, Gregorio Canchola, Frank Ayala, you know. Tommy Vandenberg on trombone. So I can call on these people if I need to make my band bigger or replace people
because they can't make it.
Because something went under. So we can downsize the band. We can have a huge group, and so that's what's cool.
Yeah.
So thank you for letting me have the time to do that.
Sure, you bet.
Because it's so important.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So don't forget to check it out at Sonny Lawson Park on May the 5th, 5:30 to 7 p.m. Then over to Spangalangs.
Yeah, and it's free.
Yeah,
all ages.
Yeah, except me. If you're old, you can't go.
We'll sneak you in.
To the back door, right?
After we break you out of the nursing home.
Make sure you have
the Walker Brigade.
Make sure you have me some.
I know, right? Me too.
Where's my oxygen, man? Thank you for joining us. We'll talk to you all later. Thank you, John, for being a part of this.
Thank you, my brother. You know I love you, man.
And there you have it. John Romero, extraordinaire musician from Denver, Colorado. Talk to you later.